Welcome in Rugby League fans around Auckland, around New Zealand, around the world. Here we are, RLTV at home at the Glenora Bears. And we're at Harold Moody, and they are hosting the Point Chevalier Pirates, who are coming across town for a top-of-the-table clash. Going to be a fantastic game of rugby league. Some people say this could be like a warm-up for the grand final, so we're going to see two big packs go at it hard today. And very shortly, Corey Ross is going to be able to interview the top head coaches and just get a wee bit of feedback in regards to, you know, who's hot, who's not suffering from injuries, and what the roster's looking like coming into this match. Fantastic game of rugby league to come up. As I said, Point Chevalier Pirates playing the Glenora Bears, so don't go too far away. On a sad note, from my point of view, loved this job. It's been a fantastic ride at the Auckland Rugby League, and my last Fox game, and we've done probably about 152 matches, and it's been fantastic to be able to work alongside Corey and the team at the Auckland Rugby League. So to Greg Viapu and all of the crew, fantastic to be able to work with those people during the week in and week out of the seasons that have gone since 2014. Outside of all of that, enjoy today's game. It's going to be a fantastic day. Don't go too far away. Corey's going to be with us very, very shortly. Cheers.
Joining me now, Tony Benson, head coach of the Glenora Bears. Tony, come off a victory over Marist last week. What were the main takeaways from that one?
Oh, we had a really poor first half. Any area we could play, we played. Second half, we come right and played a really, really good half. So hopefully we can carry that half into today.
The biggest test in the Auckland competition right now, Point Chevalier, unbeaten. You have taken them on already this year. What do you want to get out of today? Look, obviously the ladder is one thing, but are there key things you want to get out of this game as we head towards the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we're working hard on our territory and position, and if we can achieve our goals in those areas today, I think we're a good chance. You know, I'm quite excited about the game.
Few big names missing. We've got Suape on the sidelines I've just seen, and I think young Dean Cocker-Smith as well. What's the injury toll looking like?
Yeah, we've got a few chasers out also, and Zion with kidney stones. So we've made a few changes, but they're exciting ones. There's some good debuts and players who have deserved it and been waiting for a while to come up, and we've been working with them to get them ready, and I think today's their day, and I can't wait to see them go.
One big name back, Jordan Tuore. Haven't seen much of him this year. How's Jordan been tracking at training, and I guess what does he bring to this group? He's so experienced.
Yeah, well, he's joining Phil, who's just back from injury as well. So there's two real good old heads there who can guide us around the park. They've got a good kicking game. Defensively, they're both sound too. So they're the two top halves. Very, very lucky to have them on the field at the same time.
All right, this is probably a very long list, but what needs to be done today to give you a chance of victory against Point Chev?
Oh, with Point Chev, you've got to play down their end. If we are in our end, we've got to get off the line and get up and get in their face. You can't sit on your line and wait for guys like Pat Sipley to run at you. We've got to be smart with the ball and keep as much possession as we possibly can. You know, the more tackling they do and the less attacking, the better for us. So those are probably two key areas would be possession and territory for us today. Our defence has always been good. I'm not worried about that. It's just getting out there and enjoying themselves and playing and not feeling any pressure as to where we're at in the season. It is the big end of the season, and all the better teams are getting into each other right now. So these are the games we play, we train for and play for, and I'm sure they're going to get out there and enjoy themselves.
Excellent. Tony, thanks for joining us. All the very best today.
Pleasure as always. Just a shout out to Vision West, looking after our community. Today's a charity day here at the ground, and if you want to come down, we're auctioning off our jerseys after the game for the charity. Also, a big shout out to West Auckland Brick and Block. It's a mouthful, that one. Yeah, our fine sponsors, and of course Wade Construction, who are looking after us also with our Player of the Year awards. So thank you to them.
Excellent. Nicely said. All right, up next, Sefo Formoana. All right, joining me now, Sefo Formoana. Sefo, a couple more games to complete an unbeaten regular season at least. Is that high on the radar, or is it just about ticking off goals?
No, I think it's just about ticking up goals. For us, that winning streak's not an issue for us. Like if I had to, I'd rest a few players, I think, leading into it. But it is what it is, and at the moment, we're sitting in a comfortable spot. But again, we take it game by game. So, for us today is Glenora, and we want to take their 2 points, take it away from them today.
Huge chance with the Root Rooster on the line. What's the, I guess, motivation like with the Root Rooster? Obviously, you're having a great year, but is this kind of a chance to, I guess, secure some nice early silverware?
Definitely, Root Rooster is one of those prestige trophies. Point hasn't held it for a while, but it's a good opportunity to come down and have put our best foot forward today. We're in a good spot to compete for it today, and I think if all goes well for us, it's a possibility.
Interesting to watch in the reserve game. You've got young Kane Marve out there running around. You opt for Dylan Tavita and Johnson Murray today. Is that just a style thing, or I guess a situation where Kane has to play his way back into the team?
Yeah, I guess when Kane and Johnson came to our side at the start of the year, it was about performance and taking the opportunity of both hands. Kane's done a good job for us. Unfortunately for Kane, he got concussed a few weeks ago and had a couple of weeks off, and young Johnson's come on and taken them, make the most of his opportunities. Both boys have got their pros and cons, but I've stuck with our form team so far, and at the moment Johnson's in there. Yeah.
This Glenora team, you know plenty about their players individually. You've also already played them this year. What's the key to getting over the top of them?
I think just staying in the middle for us. We've showed that we're quite dominant when we stay in the middle. Glenora are showing that they're quite dominant when they stay in the middle. But I guess it's the team that stays the longest in there, keeps knocking at that door, and once that door's open, is making the most of it. Yeah.
All right, those are the coach interviews brought to you by John Kerr and Safety First Removals. Big shout out to John Kerr for sponsoring this segment. Sefo, thank you for joining us, and all the best today.
Cool. Thanks, Corey.
Okay, so we're a couple of technical. Look at that. We get to see the background stuff that's hanging up. So Troy, TJ, Corey, and we have a little wee bit of a break in the traffic before we had a chairman's interview, boys. And it's the last one we all get to do together. And TJ here gets to get a couple of donuts in on the last one here after 152 games. But first off, just want to say a massive thank you to John Kerr. John Kerr, who sponsors the interview process in regards to the live stream here at ARL TV. John's with Safety First Removals. And if you've ever got some hazardous waste or whatever that needs to be taken out of your house, get hold of him. safetyfirstremovals.co.nz, and they'll be able to sort that out. SAS, we've got to give a big ups to SAS boys, who sponsor the Fox, and along with the College Rugby League, Steed and our footballs. Talk to me. Who else have we got? Crown Lift Trucks. If you're putting it up and pulling it down, and if you don't know the song to that, then you've got the wrong lift truck. And of course, so big ups to Crown Lift Trucks. Hayden and Rollett, they look after associate sponsors with the College Rugby League. And we got it all nailed. CTAS, live stream partners, big ups to CTAS, who turn up in the rain, wind and hail. And of course, our in-goal action, Peter Bogues, the young fella down there who gets all of the action. You boys want to say anything at this point?
Oh, look, from my point of view, Troy, it's certainly the last game I'm going to be calling with you, mate. 150 plus games that we've done together. A lot of Saturdays spent together, mate. A lot of planning. We came in, was it 4 years ago now, and basically rebuilt this whole thing. And we've taken the game to our people, not just through New Zealand, but those expats overseas as well. Look, I know I probably speak for both of us here. The highlight has been seeing people enjoying the games, and it's also been mixing with our people down here on the ground. People think that you work in rugby league because of the game. You actually don't really. Look, the game's the game, but it's the people around it that's special. So I guess from me, mate, I just want to say a massive thank you to you. Both our friendship and our working relationship, mate, it's been an incredible few years. So I want to say thank you to you and wish you all the best for your next journey.
Cheers, Cos. And I know you're only a week or so behind me, and the same thing goes, bro. You know, best of luck for your future and what lays ahead, mate. And you're one of the most professional young people I've ever had the opportunity to be able to work with. And I know that we've probably said in the past. I think Corey's pretty good. He's pretty good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's probably one of the best that you'll ever see. So, with all of that sort of said, and we're not going to break out big boxes of tissues, we've got a game tomorrow too, boys. That'll be the Women's Grand Final, which isn't part of, the SAS Fox Memorial, which we're all really passionate about. How do you think that's shaping up, TJ?
Well, it's going to be a decent game, I think. So, Point Chevalier have lost a couple games to Manadua this year. However, anything can happen in a grand final. So, I'm keen to get out there and call the game tomorrow. And again, I know Corey's already said it, but I just want to say, man, it's been a privilege working with both of you. Definitely going to miss the laughter. Saturdays have been enjoyable for me over the last couple months. So, it's been a big part of your guys' conversations with me and sharing the knowledge from the big man over here, and you're just never going to get those stories again. So definitely going to be a sad day after today for you, Troy, man, and also you, Cozza, in the next couple of weeks.
And just, tears, welling, emotion. We talk big man. Tony Tuia, mate, we love you. You got your 200 games today, man. What a massive achievement that is. Big milestone. Not many players get to play 100 games at SAS Fox, let alone 200. And as I said to you on the phone this morning, mate, with 10 seconds to go, you're about to win the game. Don't score the try, mate. Drop goal. You know how it rolls.
Yeah, knowing Tony, it'll be a cutout pass to beat three defenders. But yeah, what a look, on the field it speaks for itself. He's a tremendous player, but a great character off it as well. There's, despite Tony's at times cheeky nature on the field, there's not many people in this competition that don't have the utmost respect for Tony and enjoy his company. So yeah, well done, Tony. Tremendous achievement, and to the Howard Club as well. It was great to see them make such a fuss about it. It deserves to be that way. Fantastic competitor, and all the best for the 200th.
Massive character in the game. Well done, buddy. Okay, so without any further ado, we're going to go live now to the reserve game that's happening here at Harold Moody, and finishing off out here on the park is Point Chevalier playing Glenora as the commentary team now get ready for the day's action ahead. Don't forget, all of the action replays are put up onto the ARL TV YouTube channel. And when we started that channel, TJ, I heard you ask the question. We only had 7 subscribers, and now you ask me how many we have. Over 6,000, my friend, over 6,000.
Yeah, again, that's just a credit to yours and Coz's hard work over the last 4 years as well, Troy. So big ups to you guys, man. We've lost some good ones to our game over the next couple of weeks. So pleasure doing business with you boys, but let's ride the wave while we can.
There you go. So action replays on the ARL TV. Be able to get to them through aucklandleague.co.nz as we hear the hooter in the background for the reserves. And it looks like the Pirates have opened up the little patch there and celebrating with both eyes open. And we're now warming up for the big clash of the day. And being a coach, TJ, and I've said this, you know, when we've got to all the big games, mate, these are the games players want to play. These are the games coaches want to coach, and more importantly, that the fans want to watch. But, mate, as a coach, how big's today?
Oh, massive. There's a couple of weeks left of round robin as well, and for both these teams going into the finals, they don't want to be going in with back-to-back losses. So it's important that they start off well today, and it's going to be a big battle in the forwards today. Point Chevalier, as we see a couple of their big forwards, Pat Sibley in particular, walking past us now. And look, Glenora just have to control them today for them to be successful. And then obviously, you know, hopefully kick towards the corners and build pressure that way as well. So.
Yeah, can't wait. These are the games that you wait for, really, and you know, it's hard to argue that this isn't the two best teams in the comp right now. Look, Mount Albert will be right in that conversation as well, but should be a fantastic clash, particularly through the middle part of the field. Looking forward to seeing the likes of Patrick Sipley and Drayden Sorensen and Brody Tomadoa go head-to-head with this Glenora pack, which is just outstanding, even without Chase Bernard in it today. All right, let's bring up some of the fixtures. Actually, we'll start with the ladders, and we'll bring up our first ladder, which is the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship ladder. And we're all even again, TJ. Richmond going down to Northcote last week, Manukau getting up. We are locked up once again, and the race for the minor premiership in that comp is wide open, but I think the big one there, Northcote jumping into third position with that win last week, that was massive.
Yeah, it is, and we have to mention as well, Northcote were missing a few key people, and Eddie Whangote and Jordan Tiaho as well, who's been out for the last couple of weeks now, but outstanding effort for them. I think they might have only won one game through the regular season for the Fox qualifiers, and for them to pick up their third win last week against a top team in Richmond, outstanding result for that club.
Papakura, Otara and the Hibiscus Coast are still well and truly in it. Te Aratu sitting in fourth on 4 competition points, but have the differential advantage right now. This is going to be a heck of a final 2 weeks in this competition. Manukau and Richmond, the only ones that are really safe at this point. Like we say, Northcote took a massive step with that victory over Richmond last week to ensuring that they're in that top 4. Let's move now to the ladder for the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. Glenora tucked in second place right now on 28 points. Point Chevalier have the chance to secure the minor premiership Rukatai Shield today with a victory. They'll also take the Root Rooster. Crucially, that would mean the Stormont Shield, the Rukatai Shield, the Root Rooster, all in the cabinet. And TJ, don't need to really say it, that leaves only one more on the mission.
Yeah, and that I'm pretty sure that the Point Chev Pirates have probably spoken about that. Coach Seffel would have easily been speaking about that as well. What an outstanding season if they can achieve that status. But again, there's a big Glenora Bears side that's going to be standing in front of them today and trying to be holding some of that silverware back for themselves.
In terms of that battle for the top 4, which is probably where the real interest is right now, 6 competition points up for grabs. That means that Marist are pretty well out of the race. There's 5 points between them and 4th right now, so it's between the Leopards and the Hornets. TJ, do you give Howick any chance right now, or is it Otahu who's to lose?
A bit of both. That's tough because, you know, they've got some quality players in the Hornets, and they definitely have the side, you know, the likes of Jethro Friend and, you know, Clayton Williams down there as well, and big Tony Tui who's celebrating his 200th clash today. So I'm pretty sure those boys will have something to say about that. But look, you know, Otahu have to string together a few wins as well. There's one thing making the top 4, but they need to make sure that they start building their combinations to try and work well if they do make the semis in the next couple of weeks.
All right, let's bring up our fixtures list now and talk you through some of the games and how they take the field this weekend in round 6. Greyland Park is home to Richmond v Otara. That's a huge game for the Scorpions. If they can nick a victory there, they are in a top 4 battle up to their eyeballs. Papakura versus Te Aratu again, massive game for both teams there. The winner of that one likely to be in the top 4 come the end of the weekend. Hibiscus Coast versus Northcote. 2 of the smaller teams in the competition, probably 2 styles that are somewhat similar. How do you see that one playing out, TJ? I know Hibiscus sort of been a little bit up and down. One week they pull off a big result and then might have a bit of an off game. Yeah, how do you see that one going?
Yeah, it'll be tough. Stanmore Bay Reserve's a tough place to play at, though. They've got a tough crowd to beat as well. It's not just the 13 on the field and the 4 subs. They've got some spectators that get right behind that club up there. And look, it's going to be a battle of the bridge. They be big brother versus little brother, really. So it'll be exciting for both of those teams to go up against each other. It's been quite some time, I believe, since they've actually played a head-to-head clash against the two clubs.
Yeah, it would have been quite some time indeed. And look, shapes is a huge one for the outcome of the Fox Championship, which is very much a sprint rather than a marathon in terms of when it splits. Moyle Park is home to Manukau, taking on Pakuranga. Let's bring up the fixtures now for the CTAS Fox Memorial Premiership. And today, well, some massive games on. Look, Otahu could potentially wrap up a top 4 spot with a victory over Mount Albert today, but the Lions will be geared up for this. There's always a bit at stake for this one. It's an old rivalry. Of course, in more recent times, Otahu being John Eklund's old side. He's now coaching Mount Albert. Marist take on the Bay Roskill Vikings. Our live stream game today, Glenora v Point Chevalier, and Howick taking on Mangere East. Now, look, if you look at the ladder, I think you'd say, okay, I've got a fair idea how this is going to go, but I just get the feeling it's going to be a funny scoreline. There's going to be a field goal probably somewhere in there, and I think this one might be pretty close. Yeah,
Mangere East's been tough to call this year, Corey. They've got a really strong side on paper, but the word inconsistency is probably the issue for that club at the moment. So, they just need to probably string together a few good couple performances for the back end of the season, and hopefully that brings some good spirit back in for the 2022 season for the club. But credit to them, they have made it in the top 8. They weren't as successful last year, I believe, in the year before, so they're doing some good things at the club. They just need to build some momentum in the next couple of weeks.
All right, the reserve game has wrapped up in front of us here at Harold Moody Reserve, and we are just about ready to go. You see on screen there Brodie Tamarua warming up. Boy, he has had a heck of a season, and if there had been a World Cup at the end of the year, I would think he would have been in line for a Cook Islands jersey. He's been playing phenomenal football.
Yeah, he has, and we've spoken a bit about Pat Sipley over the last couple of weeks, but this guy's work doesn't go unnoticed as well. So Brodie, not only is he a big body and gets a lot of go forward, but he's also a ball playing forward as well, which is great qualities to have, especially with the third end on his back. And man, how good would that be to represent your country and stuff like that coming out of the Fox Memorial competition. So, look, still an opportunity next year. I believe they've extended it to 2022 for the World Cup. So, hopefully good things happen for Brodie and he gets that opportunity to represent his country.
We'll bring up the team list now because we are going to have a moment's silence in this game for Jay McConnell, the Point Chevalier stalwart, who unfortunately passed away recently. So, love and thoughts go out to the whānau and friends. So, we'll run you through the team list here before we get into the moment's silence. And look, interesting matchup at fullback, TJ. Simon Law-Falialo, who's effectively he's a first-choice winger. He's one of the best wingers in the comp, but a third-choice fullback for them takes on Oli Tomavavi. He's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out.
Yeah, young bull versus old bull there, but Simon, very experienced player, so hopefully he gets his hands on the ball a little bit early in this contest, and I definitely think he needs to have a big game if his side's to come away with the 2 points today, but some exciting fullbacks on action for today.
So Zach Tippins now leading his charges out, and the reserve grade team forming a guard of honour. Now you're going to see something a little different here. Glenora are playing in the white jerseys, but there's going to be, I understand, a player in the blue jersey, and that is simply because Graham Sewell doesn't fit the cuts for the white jersey, so well, you'll spot him as he comes through. But Graham, we haven't seen much of him lately. Of course, a long-time player at the club, and there you go. I think he might be getting a bit of stick from the reserve grade boys for that as well. Comer Sampson on screen. He'll be key to neutralising this Point Chevalier middle as well. The rest of the team, experience in the halves, Jordan Tuore and Phil Kingy for Glenora and Zach Tippins at hooker. Sampson will lock the scrum for Point Chevalier. Tavita and Murray get the nod in the halves. Watch for Tamarua at 13, not just his ability to carry the ball through the middle, but ball play as well. And Sueli McCowie, he'll start with Tavita Latu coming off the bench, as has been customary this year. Harley Maynard is going to wear the number 12 jersey, but will play in the centres, I understand. All right, let's go field side, and we will have a minute's silence for Jay McConnell, the Point Chevalier stalwart who sadly passed away. So that concludes our moment of silence there. And look, you probably picked up it wasn't quite a moment of silence, but given he was a Point Chevalier stalwart, probably the Pirates song singing away in the background there was rather poignant, in fact. And look, Jay McConnell, not someone I know a whole lot about, but did a bit of digging this week, and I understand he was Glenora's first ever Fox captain as well, and I think he played back way back in the day, Troy, when this club was actually called Zora. It was the Croatian club. So Jay McConnell, thoughts go out to the family and whānau, of course, a Point Chevalier stalwart who had plenty to do with the Glenora club as well.
Yes, and as a young pirate, you know, back in the day, I can remember Jay running around, big, strong man, intimidating man, angry-looking man, but he's full of passion and what have you in regards to getting the boys G'd up, wanting to play rugby league, and he was certainly a Pirate diehard. So best wishes and thoughts with the family as the Pirates kick off here. And looks like we've got a fumble. No, it's gone play on, says the referee, and back to the commentary team. Welcome to the biggest game of this weekend.
Biggest game this weekend, maybe the biggest game of the year. Root Rooster on the line. Minor Premiership potentially going to be decided today. If Point Chevalier win, it's theirs. If Glenora win, it's alive until the final round. And of course, it is first place, second on the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership ladder. This game and one more to go next week before we hit the playoffs. Charging forward now is Mark Tuisalinga, former Ellerslie man. Speaking of Coach Tony Benson pre-match, he had plenty of nice things to say about Mark and the type of footy he's playing right now as Kingy looks skyward. Tester on here for Tomovavi at the back. The chase is very good from Glenora. And it was Bruno Tuivai who just about forced Oli Tomovavi back. Bruno's come across from rugby union. I understand he represented Auckland at sevens level.
Yeah, big reps on Bruno as well from Coach Tony Benson. He's been outstanding for the Bears over the last couple of weeks. So congratulations to Bruno for his club debut as well.
So Tamarua. Last coming up now for the Pirates. Makawi swings it out to Tavita, who dinks one over the top and out on the full. The Glenora faithful love that one, so early advantage to the Bears. There is a bit of a breeze out there today, certainly not the most comfortable conditions, I should say, to be playing in. It's rather chilly out there. Field in very good nick considering. So Chaz Brown to bring the ball out and get us back underway. This is Utah Ioka. Man, like so many of his teammates, a graduate of Calston Boys High School. Torre. Great to see Jordan back on the field, former Auckland representative. Turns back to the inside to Daniel Really Buchanan. 2.5 on the clock. Glenora hunting first points. Tuisalinga shifts the ball out wide. Here's Utah. Ball comes out. Play on is a call. Chaz jumps out of one. Pulled down 10 short by Makawi and with help from Tamarua. Sampson. Straight and hard. Play the ball, took an age. Kingy to Torre. Torre goes back door, links with Lua Falialo. Left side shift on here, but nice tackle there from Johnson Murray. Ball comes loose, and well, Johnson Murray will get plenty of plaudits here, and deservedly so. Tell you what, TJ, we've called Johnson a couple of weeks now. One thing that impressed me the last game I watched of him, he was very brave taking the ball to the line, and that time showing his worth off the ball.
Yeah, he's a big-bodied half too, Corey, so he definitely needs to prove his weight in gold there, and he put his body in front of the big centre there, Bronson Bernard, so a good start, good confidence booster for the young fella.
So scrum to pack down, and it'll be Johnson who feeds it.
I just want to say too, Johnson, I'm still the kick tennis champion there, mate, so you'll know what I'm talking about when you listen to the live stream. Just want to get that one up on you.
There you go, battles within battles. Thought there may have been a little bobble at the back of the scrum there. play on the call. Point Chevalier ruck it out down this left-hand edge. Sipley pops an offload as well. Tamarua now. Makaue links with Kitiona Pasini. Takes him up over halfway. This is nice from the Point Chevalier big men. Tavita looks skyward. Bouncing one, which is going to go back towards the Pirates and go over the sideline. So scrum to pack down, Glenora ball. TJ early on, the kicking game, a little troublesome. Just, I think, with that breeze out there, which doesn't look too dramatic on the camera, but is causing a few issues out there.
Yeah, it's quite fierce out there at the moment. Actually, I just saw that one live, and it's definitely quite windy. So both fullbacks and back three actually going to be tested with the high ball today. But I just want to mention, very physical start as well,
Yep.
Corey, from both sides. So a little bit of niggle in all the tackles, but you'd be expecting that coming out 1 versus 2 currently on the ladder as well. So good start by both teams. Hopefully they can keep it clean and tidy for the rest of the game.
I say too, TJ and I were talking about it pre-game, loving the Glenora strip today. Looking very sharp. Not sure it's going to be too much fun to wash at the end of 80 minutes, but hey, Tippins to Torde and really Buchanan had to juggle it. 10 short of halfway, 6 gone, and Daniel's in some strife here. And it may be a head knock. He's clutching at the hand. Great sportsmanship from Francis Ledger, rushing straight over. And we'll pan away from that one now as Daniel's dealt with on the ground there. Great crowd here at Harold Moody Reserve.
Can you zoom in any closer now? Okay, yeah, hang on a second. It's only because of the weather they're protecting it, right? It's 150 years old. Stop match managing. I want to bring it up, because it's sitting under the table.
So it looks like it may be a fairly lengthy pause here, unfortunately. So we will just remain off there and extend our best wishes, first of all, to Daniel, and if there's any worried friends and family watching on. TJ, plenty happening away from the Fox in Auckland Rugby League circles right now, namely something you've been working on a fair bit lately, the Region of Origin series, which kicks off next month. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks on the Region of Origin. So we get out into our girls' development days next Sunday down there at Cornwall Park. So we'll get all the girls' teams down there for a few hours throughout the day and run through some development process with them before they get into their campaign proper. And contest is on Saturday, Sunday, the 25th, 26th of September. So about 8 weeks away now, but very exciting to get those boys out there and girls out there playing some representative football.
Yeah, I've seen you've been burning the candle at both ends with the Region of Origin stuff, but on top of that as well, some other rep footy happening, starting to put together some of the coaching staff and looking at playing lists for the Vulcans teams, which is exciting as well.
Yeah, very exciting. We've had some meetings throughout the week with our Vulcans men's and women's coaches. One of them is actually coaching the Glenora Bears side, Tony Benson. He's our Vulcans men's coach for this year. So that's very exciting to have someone with his experience and his high calibre of coaching being a part of the Auckland Vulcans campaign for us. And it's the first time that we've actually had the ability to be promoted into the top tier if we can come away with the victory this year as well in the tournament. So very exciting times for Auckland Vulcans moving forward.
Yeah, and without giving anything away, I've seen potentially some of the team there, and it's going to be one worth watching very much so. And as TJ mentioned, Tony Benson, he's coached extensively both here in New Zealand and overseas, and head coach of the Kiwi Ferns once upon a time as well. So a great guy to have on board. Well done.
Yeah, exactly. And he's moving in the same direction that we are as an organisation as well, which means it's important for us to have someone on the same page and going in the same direction. So a big thank you to Tony for jumping on board and wanting to be a part of the cause this year.
And first on the agenda for us at the Auckland Rugby League is a massive game tomorrow, the Farrelly Photos Women's Premiership Grand Final. Manurewa taking on Point Chevalier. It's got a little bit of a different look to it, TJ, than we probably thought a few weeks ago. A number of the ladies that were meant to go to Australia for the NRLW due to the COVID situation have ended up remaining in New Zealand, which, if anything, just adds to this contest.
Yeah, and both sides are littered with NRLW experience as well, so it's going to be an exciting grand final for tomorrow. And Manurewa, they've been on a run for the last couple of years now as well, so Point Chev Pirates will be coming out tough tomorrow to try and turn that accolade around and hopefully get some silverware in the cabinet for their girls team as well.
So Daniel Really Buchanan is back onto his feet and is still being seen to by the physio here. The Point Chevalier players are over showing some concern. Great sportsmanship shown by the Point Chev team, by the way, and physio Melissa Flani was straight onto the scene to help out. So I'm not too sure. Looks like Daniel's just having the neck checked out here. So the Point Chevalier Pirates have got their line reset. And for the time being, Daniel's going to remain on the field. So we'll play the ball. Swing up the back, and Kingy unleashes a clearing kick. Tomavavi's on his bike. 40-20, yes it is. Lovely stuff there from Phil Kingy. Tomavavi knew danger was on. Just couldn't get there in time, and TJ and I just spoke about that wind potentially having a negative impact for Point Chevalier. Well, used it to his full advantage there.
Yeah, well executed kick there by Phil Kingy, a very experienced player as well. And saw a bit of space there. I think both wingers were up and isolated Oliver at the back, so well done to Phil. Execution spot on in that play.
So here come the Bears. Tuare goes back to Luafalialo. Murray and Sorensen up quick. Taken down in front of the SAS uprights. Mark Tuisalinga. Kingy to Ioka. At the top, a little bit messy, and Dylan Tavita will dive on it and clean up.
Yeah, Glenora's actually been down there a couple of times now, Corey, and come away with no points, but I just feel like they need to start building some pressure, and with that, you know, maybe getting some repeat sets on their at the end of their sets as well, because they need to start building pressure if they want to put some points on this Point Chevalier side.
Yeah, and you just wonder how much that wind is going to be worth in terms of points as well. And would appear it's certainly favouring Glenora in this first half. Murray gets pressured, and good heads-up play then to go to Tavita. A swirling one at the back, which is reeled in by Tuivai. Brings it back, and Bruno shakes out of the first one. Racing down the right-hand edge now. Support coming in the shape of Luafalialo. Taking the ground 20 out from the line. What a beast this guy is. The Bears now working it back, and we've got a penalty to Glenora. They were all up in the 10.
Yeah, that whole play was impressive there, Corey. Not only the take in the swirling breeze, but managed to bump out of the first tackle and still pick up 60-odd metres for his side as well. So great start in this contest here for Bruno.
Here's Sampson, former Auckland rep and junior warrior, spent some time over in Carcassonne in France. Tuare, crabbing across field. Tuare, lovely ball over the top. There's your opener. Oh, vintage Jordan Tuare. Directing traffic in the middle of the park. James Tomata says thank you very much and nice to have you back. And it is the Bears who lead 4-0 after 10.
Yeah, as we look at the SAS instant replay there, nice eyes-up play by Jordan Tuare. They've been playing out the back, going through the hands on the last couple of sets down here, so they've changed it up slightly with a bit of variation. And he's gone across the face there, and James Tomata goes in for his first 4-pointer for today, opening the scoring for the Bears.
James Tomato, of course, we called his, I think it was 100th game a couple of weeks ago. Great servant of the club.
Yeah, it feels like James has been around for a while now as well, but then you've got over at Howard Hornets, Tony Tui are playing 200 games. Tony's definitely started at a young age as well, but outstanding achievements for both those boys, bringing up those milestones this year.
Looking at some old photos the other day, Tony's impact not just felt on the field. He coached a team at Mount Wellington there that I think had Star Toa in it, maybe one of the Masters boys. There was Chanel, Harris Tavita. It was a stacked team.
Yeah, it was. It was. And that's, as we look at Chaz Brown bringing in for this conversion, it's waved away. But yeah, no, that's something that I wanted to say as well when we were doing the interview right at the start. And Tony isn't just about playing, he's also giving back. He coaches a few of the young sides as well, and he also brings a couple of the Howard teams down to our Kiwi Tag National Club Challenge as well. So he's not just about himself. Tony Tui is a big part of bringing that game through our younger generation as well. So well done to Tony.
So it's the West Auckland Brick and Block Glenora Bears that lead 4-0 over the All-Tex Point Chevalier Pirates, as we see Ledger just dink a kick. Oh, that's clever. And it's been cleaned up by Glenora, but not a bad tactic there, particularly if you figured that going high was going to cause some issues with the wind. We got the ball loose. It's a strip. Got someone down injured again. And it's Bruno Tuivai. So another time off while we deal with an injury on the field. And you can see there in the center of that shot, here it comes, the Root Rooster. Protected from the weather there under the little tent there. And look, I'm a little biased, but I think it's the best looking trophy in New Zealand sport. It's a beautiful trophy. It is highly sought after. And on the line today, Glenora have held it since I think about round 2, I think was when they took it. A number of defences, and I know Evelyn Brooker, the ARL director, is certainly well accustomed to coming down and presenting it back to Glenora this year. And right now, they continue to hold it for the time being. So kick for touch with the strip ruled, and we're back underway.
I just think that's an outstanding trophy to be playing for too, Corey. You know, having the opportunity to play for silverware almost every week or every second week at least. It's a great thing in Auckland Rugby League, and it's something that's going to be living on for quite some time yet.
Yeah, of course, I think Rugby Union has a version of the Root Rooster. I think it's called the Ranfurly Shield. Ball loose. And we've got a mistake in there, so... And it's going to go the way of Glenora here. Ledger is questioning it. Got to say, I mention it most times he's refereeing, but it is great to have the best in the game in terms of middle referees for these huge games, and they don't come any better than Anthony Elliott. Fantastic whistleblower who has represented Auckland and the country on the biggest stages. Torde becomes the makeshift dummy half. Tutui Salenga puts on the big man sidestep. Good carry. He's had a couple of nice ones early on. No doubt credit TJ Ashford for the early coaching and Ellerslie for that as Kingy shifts play on. Ioka beats one. Now driving the legs is Utah Ioka. Not far from the line. And that might be a pretty bad injury there on second look. I think Utah might have picked up a nasty one down low. So once again, we're going to pan off and look to make a little bit of small talk. I might bring my dear friend in, Troy Hardy.
And I've just had a text in from Australia, Dean Mitchell, a young pirate over there. Well, I say young, he's long in the tooth now and probably got 2 eye patches, to be fair. He's just proposed to his girl, and not a bad thing to be doing during a rugby league match. So Shelley has said yes, we are told.
Hey!
And well done, Shelley. You've managed to nab yourself a pirate, and what other way to have a trophy husband?
So thankfully, Yuta Ioka's back to his feet. I got to say, I feared the worst when I first saw him go down, but we're back into it. Koma Sampson. How good is that? That's got to be the first proposal we've had in 150-odd games. Fantastic. Tippins. Kingy dinks a little kick in. And, oh, Bruno Tuivai might have got there. No, Anthony Elliott says the ball beat everyone. Sola Solomona out to get things back underway. Toisalinger and Daniel Early Buchanan. Point Chevalier with arms raised en masse. Maynard. And a penalty to follow. So Ledger gets us back underway. Here's Drayden Sorensen. Dominant tackle, though. Tell you what, Daniel Really Buchanan, he got injured early in the match, but he's been fantastic so far. Defensively, he's in everything. Here's Sipley. Makawe, all tangled up. Manages to locate the ball in the end. Tamadua almost has to surrender in the tackle that time. Still finds his front, though, and gets a nice quick play of the ball. They'll go down the left now. Tavita to Tomovavi, dinks a kick in behind, pops up for Sola Solomona, ball is loose. I think taken into touch. Who was it with the covering tackle? May have been Simon Law-Falialo. I didn't quite catch it. We'll see if we can catch a replay. For a second there, looked like it was all on. It's a nice play from Tomovavi. Dinks a little kick in behind. And yeah, it's going to be Simon Law-Falialo that saves the day here. Great covering tackle from the fullback.
Yeah, outstanding effort by Simon there, and again, not noted as a fullback, normally playing on the wing, but done well to get across there late and save that one. But I definitely do want to put a special shout out to Mark Tuisalinger as well. Had him a couple of years ago, or last year, I believe it was, out in Ellerslie, and there was a young kid coming through, graduate from the Pakuranga College rugby league team out there, and he had a couple injuries last year, but he's come over here. He lives out west, and he's definitely making his name for himself, because a lot of the players that I've spoken to and the coaching staff have given him some big reps as well. So shout out to you, Mark, putting in the hard work in the 2021 season.
Yeah, how good, and rewarded with a Fox call-up. I don't think it's his debut. He might have played a game or two earlier in the year, or it might be his first one, actually. So Tippins. Man himself. Last coming up now, Tore. Gets pressured and comes down. Nicely taken by Tomovavi, who looks up and sees a staggered line. Kingy leading the charge. Maynard. Right on halfway. Fresh legs on the shape of Tani Rapira. Oh! Tamarua gets rocked by Sampson. Tavita drills one down to the corner between wing and fullback. Law Falialo well positioned. Brings the football back. Tell you what, I'm loving this encounter already. This is proper rugby league. Real grind. Kicking and trying to force a mistake as Sipley comes up with a one-on-one strip and then gets whacked. There's a player down in back play. Well, there's just about a story in that play alone. And the game's going to have to be paused here. There's a player down on a fair bit of strife in back play. And there it is. So, in a trend that has existed in this game, a very physical game, another player down injured, and another pause. Fantastic crowd down here at Harold Moody Reserve today, despite the unfavourable weather. Shout out to our mate Eli, who's on screen there in the white cap, running the ball for the Glenora Bears. Plays for the Newland Stags. And was very excited about having a TV game today. So promised we'd give him a shout out. So back to the action we go. And a penalty straight away, time off, and we're going to have words. So Sampson getting well wrapped up. There's more laughing than anything going on in there. Evelyn Brooker watches on, I think just hoping that none of her Akarana players end up in a little argument. They're good for team unity, but nothing too much in that one. It was, I dare say, the physical nature of the game spilling over, and may not be the last time that happens today. So it's 4-0, the Glenora Bears with the narrow advantage here at Harold Moody Reserve. TJ, you might have got a look at it. Did we lose Mark Tui Salenga earlier to that?
Yeah, he's hobbled off. He's actually getting carried off out the back of play now off camera. So, yeah, thoughts with Mark for his debut topside fixture. Hopefully it's a short recovery for you. But how good's this collision on this tap restart going to be, Corey?
Here we go. Who wants it? I bet Koma Sampson wants it. It's not going to be. Will instead be left to Dre Whangapole, former Mangere East Hawk. Here comes Paia Manukia, fresh legs on the park, runs it straight at Patrick Sipley. Whangupo with another carry. Been very busy early on, is Dre. Koma Sampson stationed himself out on the right edge. Instead, they're going to go to the left. Tuare back to Rielu Buchanan. Tippins engages the marker. Again goes to Whangapole, his third carry of the set, believe it or not. Smack bam in front of the SAS uprights. Tippins, short ball to Sampson. Wall of green converges on him. Still going here is Koma, and by the end of it, I think we'll be held up in goal. So back out to the 10 to go again. Koma might have picked up a knock here. Making his way back into the line. And, well, that must have been last. Apologies, didn't pick that one up. So it's a handover, not back to the 10 for Glenora. So Point Chev now with the chance to work with this one off their line. Feels like it's been a while since they had the ball, TJ, between the stoppages and Little period of Glenora dominance.
Yeah, it has, and most of their attacks coming out of their own end at the moment. So speaking of Coach Tony Benson at the start of the match, that's exactly what he wanted to do, is turn the ball over at the right end and make them earn their way back into field position. But they've done well as well. Their discipline's been pretty good so far as Glenora, so it's all stacking up for them at the moment, and they're playing some outstanding football.
Watch for the pace of the game to change. Tavitolatu's onto the field. He has done that in just about every game I've watched of Point Chevs this year. Latu down the short to Tomovavi. Fielded by Toivai. Penalty here. I think it's Tomovavi that might have come in. I didn't get a good look at it, but we might exchange words again. Dylan Tavita being urged out of there. And finds a caring face in the shape of Chaz Brown, who I'm sure wouldn't dare have a cheeky word with Chaz.
Yeah, I think this penalty's for a bit of working over on the ground on the face there as well. So
Wow!
yeah, he's been put in the bin for 10.
Big moment in the game.
It is, and it's a key position as well. Corey, it's their fullback and Oliver Tuamavavi. So a couple changes there. Sola Solomona looks like he's taken that position up at back, whereas Francis going back there at the moment. So big positional change for the Pirates. So let's see if Glenora Bears can take advantage of this change.
So penalty coming. Tippins puts us into touch. Ledger's gone back to fullback. Solomon Vasuvalangi. 2 tries last week. Paia Manukia. Good strong carry, but equally good defence from Point Chevalier. Torde is the first receiver. Again, they're loving that play where he just turns back to the inside to really Buchanan. Taken down in front of the uprights. Great chance here for the Glenora Bears to double their lead. Four metres to travel. Torde dinks a little kick in behind. Beautifully read though by Dylan Tavita. And now Glenora look to keep them down this end of the park. Ledger with a tough carry. Maynard. So clearing kick from Brody Tamador, I think. Or Falialo. Met by an enthusiastic chase. Chance on, potentially out on this left-hand edge. Johnson Murray comes across, and now Linky back on the inside. Tomata! James Tomata with his second try. Great stuff, created the gap down the left-hand edge. And then from there, good support play back up through the middle of the park. Tomata scores. That's Glenora 8, Point Chevalier 0.
Yeah, as we look at the SAS instant replay now, I'm going to put this down to the defensive effort that the Bears put in the set before this, with a poor kick chase from the Point Chevalier Pirates as well. Just taking advantage down that short side as well. Corey with a big front row, taking the carry then, getting a tip onto the outside man, and Bronson Bernardin just had too much space on the outside and finding space to great winger and support. Jason Tomata in for his double.
It's interesting. A few weeks ago, we called Glenora against Mount Albert, and you thought attitude was a huge issue. It's the polar opposite today. Their attitude is fantastic. They want it. They're being confrontational. They're getting straight into it, and I agree with you. The work for that try was really done off the ball.
Yeah, they're putting a fair bit of focus on their defence today, and that's probably something that they missed out against the Mount Albert Lions a few weeks ago. You can hear the talk. Zach Tippins in particular just asking for his players to buy some time, and what he's meaning there is they just need to get numbers in the tackle and slow down the play the ball process, and that's something that Point Chevalier do quite well in. They got some big bodies behind the ball and get a lot of go forward, and it's off the back of some quick play the balls. So Glenora, they've done it for 27 minutes. Their challenge is to try and complete it for the full 80 here at Harold Moody Park.
Yes, indeed. I don't care what the score gets to. The Point Chevalier Pirates will find their way back into the contest somehow, and we're set for a thriller regardless of what happens. But the Glenora Bears off to a fantastic start. It is the West Auckland Brick and Block Bears 10, Ortex Point Chevalier Pirates 0, just shy of the half-hour mark here at Harold Moody Reserve.
Shout out to our competitions manager as well, Pat Carthy. I know you're at home watching the live stream, mate. Hope you're actually having a bit of a rest out there as well.
You should be out working.
Get some rest, mate, but hopefully you're enjoying the call.
Really Buchanan again. Vasu Volangi, taken by Sipley and Latu. Still tackles up their sleeve here, Glenora. Manukia. Last now. Tuare. Dinks a little kick over the top. Ledger slipping on his knees initially, and it drifted dead. So back out to the 20 to go again. And we might have a couple of updates from the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. TJ, what have we got?
Yeah, just the two at the moment. I've got one for the Fox Championship, and Te Aratu currently leading that contest against Papakura, 12 points to 6. And in the Sharman Cup, Manurewa Marlins taking on Papatai Panthers, tight contest with lots of points, 24 points to 18. So interesting there. I believe Papatai with a win today might push them straight into Sharman Cup final. So they'll be looking to get a victory over the Marlins out there at, I believe it could be Jack Shelley Park.
So ball has come loose while we've been talking about that. And another chance for the Glenora Bears. So ball eventually fed into the scrum. Kingy to Chaz Brown. Oh, and ball comes out. Good contact from Maynard. So a wasted opportunity there for Glenora. Maynard. Oh, now Harley drops the ball. Hit hard by Vasu Volangi. Well, a pretty high error rate, TJ, but it says more about the physicality in this contest than the quality. That ball's coming loose because of pure force a lot of the time.
Yeah, it is. Glenora's actually doing not too bad with the error count and discipline, but Point Chevalier definitely, that's their downfall in this first half. And you can see on the body language there by Brodie Tamarua, not too happy at all. However, I feel if they can tidy that part of the game up, they're only 10 points behind at the moment, but still with a man in the bin. I believe there's about 2.5, 3 minutes remaining there, so this is a very big set for the Point Chevalier Pirates.
Yeah, if they can hold on here, they emerge not too badly out of it. From Glenora's point of view, if you don't score points, you want to at least force a repeat set and make the most of trying to wear them down defensively. See a run towards the sticks. Tippins. Vasu Valangi, hasn't he been good since coming onto the field? Big soul. Oh, ball loose. Strip. Oh dear, that's Pat Sipley clutching his shoulder. That is not what Point Chevalier Pirates fans want to see. Well, let's hope for the good of the game that that's not a serious injury to Pat Sipley. Time is off for the time being. TJ, any thought of going for the 2 here, or are you keeping the hammer down?
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know how much time Oliver's still got on the bench. He's up on his feet, so I'm guessing it's not too much time left. But they've had a fair bit of territory down there, so you'd probably want to extend the points on there. So I'd look to hopefully finish off the set on attack rather than taking the 2 points. But I just feel that they need to identify the space which has been left by Oliver taken off. Francis, I believe, was playing on the left-hand edge, so they probably need to set to the middle and maybe target their right-hand edge there of Glenora. But no, I've been overcalled.
There you go.
And the smart man on the field taking the 2.
So Chaz Brown will attempt the conversion. I think by the end of this, Oli Tomovavi will be back on the field. So Swani Hofanga's up on the feet waiting for his boarding pass as well.
There could have been some opportunities on attack there around the middle with Pat still carrying that injury. I don't believe they've made an interchange as of yet as well, so they could have had some opportunities if they decided to keep the ball in hand there.
So flags are up. West Auckland, Brick and Block, Glenora Bears 12. Altex, Point Chevalier Pirates 0. And we're back to 13 on 13. Oli Tomovavi back onto the field. Glenora, well, they're at least 1 man down on their interchange, potentially 2, although it does look like there's 3 on the bench over there right now. So back into it we go. It's fielded by Phil Kingy, the former New Zealand residence captain. And a long-time servant of the game. He can't be far off reaching a couple of big game milestones as well. Tippins to Manakia, who had to reach for it. 10 short of the line in terms of halfway here, Glenora, as they ruck this ball forward. It's Vasu Valangi again. Still going as Sol. Very good carry, stays on his feet as well. Words exchange between Tamarua and Vasu Valangi. Kick goes in behind. Oli Tomovavi well positioned. Brings it back, Tore and Tippins.
Yeah, Glenora Bears dirty on themselves there. That's their first easy exit penalty. And experienced player Phil Kingy let them know it as well. So need to tidy up that area, keep it clean for the next 5 minutes here, because we all know Point Chevalier Pirates, the attacking weapons that they've got, they can strike from anywhere.
Simply on the football. Apologies in advance if you can hear me coughing away in the background. Battling a little episode of asthma today. So the Pirates now marching forward. Latu to Tamarua. Tamarua eyeing up Vasu Valangi, who he just finished having a verbal exchange with. Latu jumps out, engages, and then hands off to Sorensen. Sorensen into a little half gap, back to Ledger. Little crisscross pattern, then Tomovavi. Oh, Tippins to the rescue. Latu picks it up, ball's come loose. I don't know if there will have been an advantage at the end of this. What's the call going to be? It's Glenora football. Wow, what a period that was. And the ball comes loose. Now it's going to be ruled a strip. Words now being exchanged between Pasini and James Taumata. Time off, and we're going to have a little calm down period again. Although, actually, what's Chase Bernard doing here? He's on the field. He wants to be part of the captain's chat.
Yeah, I think that call that the touch judges picked up there, Corey, was actually in the play from the pass back on the inside from Francis Ledger. So it's probably the play before with the referee ruling maybe no advantage on that play. So good calls from the touches.
Yeah, that's a great call because I think it was knocked on by Tippins, wasn't it? It was a try saver from Tippins. And then hard to argue that advantage had been taken. So good call there from our match officials, doing a very good job today.
This is a big set for the Bears, though, Corey, man. They haven't had much ball down here as Point Chevalier, so if they can turn them away here before half-time and keep them scoreless, they'll be going a long way to winning this contest here at Harold Moody.
Tavita, Te Hufonga, fresh on the park, Swane, former St. Paul's man. Taking plenty with him as well. Tamador, the first receiver. Tomovavi. Look to straighten it up. Taking the ground 9 out from the line. Pirates hard on the attack. Glenora doing their very best to protect this 2-score lead for the time being as Tamador weaves his way back in field. Shakes out a one. A flick pass goes out the back, but it's wayward. Might have been forward anyway. So ball to be turned over. By our count, there's about 2.5 left to play in this first half. What's the eventual call here? It's going to be a Point Chev ball, I think. So touched by Glenora is the call. Can they hold on another set here, Glenora? Funga. Latu, Tamador, flat ball at the line, spills loose and picked up by Murray. Murray flicks it out the back to Tomovavi. Brilliant from Johnson Murray. Elliott points to the spot. We have 4 points on the board for the Point Chevalier Pirates, and it's a heads-up play, although Oli Tomovavi has picked up a knock here. Let's take a look at the replay, TJ.
Yeah, as we look at the Sassins and replay, loose ball there, unable to be picked up by Bernard, and halfback Johnson Murray almost goes through himself and gets a late. This is a good offload here by Murray. Even better hand shown by Tuamavavi, and he's scraped in for the Pirates' first points on the board for today's fixture.
Yeah, and the kid in the number 7 jersey keeps on impressing. Another nice bit of play there from Johnson Murray. Still haven't got eyes on Oli Tomovavi, who certainly emerged from the pile in some pain there, maybe getting some treatment, and he is getting some treatment just to the right of where the conversion's been taken. Ledger stepping in, pushes it away to the left. West Auckland, Brick and Block, Glenora Bears 12, Ortex, Point Chevalier Pirates 4, and TJ, I think Point Chevalier probably breathing a little bit of a sigh of a relief there. Look, the 12 points was no huge drama, but to get some points on the board going into break, they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, they will be, and they've done it the hard way as well. They've given away a fair bit of penalties and dropped a fair bit of ball today, but credit to the team. They're an outstanding team. That's why they're in #1 place at the moment, and they've managed to claw themselves back into this contest, and that was big. That was a big set on the back of 2 back-to-back penalties from the Glenora Bears side, and Point Chevalier Pirates just capitalised on that and get across for their first try.
Tell you what, this first half has taken an age. We're almost at the hour mark for that first half. And just remember, our clock is not perfectly in line with that of the match manager, which is the official clock. But yeah, 3:24. We're just about approaching the mark where the game's been going for an hour this first half, just due to the number of stoppages that we've had. Latu. Oh, Tamaroa. Tomovavi now streaming clear. Loses Tavita, who shows it. Luafalialo now with a foot race. Tavita's going to finish it. But Brody Tamaroa and Oli Tomovavi, that was a piece of art through the middle of the field. We'll make sure our replay goes back far enough to capture that, because that's where the beauty in it was. We'll see if we can go back further. And here we go. This will give us a good look at it. Brilliant play from Brody Tamaroa.
Yeah, as we look at the SAS instant replay there, Glenora Bears just unable to get markers in place there, and Tamaroa, nice eyes up play. Because they're missing a marker, he's just able to push that ball back on the inside to Oliver Tomovavi. And again, look at that 4-on-1 at the back here. This is hard for any fullback in this opportunity, but Dylan Tavita just too classy there, and he managed to ice it. Throws a late dummy. Fancy play there, and just proved too quick in the end, and gets away for another 4-pointer for the Point Chev Pirates.
Brilliant stuff from Point Chev. We said it before. Don't worry too much about what's happening here. Point Chev will have their say and get back into it. And as we approach half time, the siren might have actually gone in back play while we were doing all of that. They have the chance to be just 2 points behind as Ledger prepares for this conversion. Ledger. And it's away, so we'll get to half-time. West Auckland, Brick and Block, Glenora Bears 12, Ortex, Point Chevalier Pirates 8. You're joining us for round 6 of the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. Short break for us. Some highlights for you at the break before we resume with the second half action here at Harold Moody Reserve. So Halalilo charging towards the post. Oh, gets an arm free. A determined effort from Nicholas Halalilo. Rice. Tapo jumps off the left and then explodes through the gap. Stephen Tapo with one to beat. Crashes over. And it is a try for the North Coast Tigers. What an individual effort that was there from Stephen Tapo. The opportunity have arisen to Monty Cook. Goes to the line, dummies, brings in Shomkul. Chance on here now. Shomkul jumps back, stepping his way through Shomkul, but brilliant defence at the death there. It might have been Annandale that came through to save the day. Jumping into dummy half now is Tully. Tully will burrow low and score. 26 gone. Richmond looking for their first points of the day. Hignett Morgan jumps into dummy half. They'll go short, and Harrison Sutton. No stopping the big man from there. Goes out the back. There's a chance on down the right-hand side now. Tupai accelerating through a gap and all the way to the try line. Ropati Tupai. McIntosh taking the ground. Sean Cole, yeah, I thought there may have been a little bit extra in the tackle there. Surely the 2 has to be an option here. You're 6 in front. It's a kick to come from Watson. It's not in the best part of the field in terms of surface, but no mistake. Stretch it out to 8. North City Reinforcing Limited, Northcote Tigers 18. LJ Hooker, Richmond Bulldogs 10 on this set. Rice. There was a kick in behind. David Barner. The big man's in. Newton points to the spot. Barner celebrates.
Definitely don't know what's been happening up there at the moment.
Siren goes in the background. Nortaida Kossi. It's backhand field. They kick. The game's over. The Northcote Tigers with a huge victory as they search for a top 4 finish. And it ends here at Birkenhead War Memorial Park. North City Reinforcing Limited, Northcote Tigers 24. LJ Hooker, Richmond Bulldogs 10.
Of the Northcote Tigers, as I have the Tiger players in the background. Morgan, massive win for the club.
We know coming into this game, they're top of the table. They've been, after we got dropped to that middle group, they've been the, sort of the top team as well. Them, Te Aratu, Manukau as well, actually. And we fell off with a few other games. Manukau, Te Aratu put a talent on us as well, but it was good to come out here and play a good side and get the done.
Say a fair bit about the club, the resilience you've shown over the last few weeks to put a performance like this one.
It was, and we knew for the club day as well. Actually, one of our boys, Taylor Bear, shout out to Taylor, it's his 100th game as well. So a lot on the line, a lot to play for as well. We are proud Tigers as well. So again, happy to get the done.
Joining me now, Casey from the Richmond Bulldogs. Well, Casey, it's been a good run in the championship so far, but where did it fall short today, mate?
I think the boys just probably came in and expected an easy game. But Northcote, they really wanted to win. They needed a win today, and you could see it in their performance. They wanted it more than us today.
Bit of a timely wake-up call if you needed one as we head into the playoffs?
Yeah, exactly, mate. You're spot on. There's no easy games in rugby league, as you know, so we got to make sure we come focused week in, week out, and
We've got your back.